Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, EQA Nostalgia here, and today I want to talk to you guys about Insurgency. But more specifically, I want to talk to you about the Socom mod for Insurgency. And I was interested in this game the first time I heard about it. I actually heard about it on the H-Hour page. People were saying, hey, is this worth getting, or should I just get Insurgency? So I went and checked it out, and Insurgency is initially a first-person shooter, but it does have a lot of Socom feeling to it. It's just, I'd say it's a little bit more hardcore than traditional Socom. Socom has more of like an arcade style feel to it, but it was very similar in the way that the terrorists looked and everything. A lot of the maps kind of looked similar. It had a similar feeling. So I was interested in getting it from the get-go, but then I learned that they had a Socom mod for it, which is just really cool. I know that Counter-Strike has a mod, Counter-Strike, or SOCOM Go rather, as people like to call it, Socom Source. This is part of the whole Socom Source thing that Redline has been doing, and it's just really cool mod, man. I've been having a lot of fun with it. It does have some issues, and it is being worked on. It's a work in progress, and it's only been out for probably about a month and a half, 2 months now, so it's in its infancy still. Now I've only been playing for a couple of hours, and you know, I'm not gonna say, you know, this is SOCOM 2 Reborn. It doesn't feel like SOCOM 2, and to me that was the best SOCOM. So a lot of SOCOMers, SOCOM 2 was the best. This has more of a SOCOM 1 feeling to it, and what I mean by that is that you seem to die really quick. It doesn't take a lot of bullets to take you down, or vice versa. You don't really have to shoot at anybody for an extended period of time. There's going to be no strafing at all. And that's kind of a bummer. I heard Socom Go has more of the strafe thing going for it, but it's weird because I love Socom 1, and when I moved on to Socom 2, it didn't feel quite right. I remember there was a big backlash from the community when Socom 2 came out, and a lot of people refused to move on because it just took much longer to kill people. Some people say that's because the hit detection wasn't as good. I don't know what it was. But I got so accustomed to that. I got so used to the whole strafing thing. And I guess it comes down to the individual. Some people love strafing, other people can't stand it. I happen to like it a lot. It's just a part of what I like about SOCOM. I like getting locked into battle with people, and you just kind of strafe back and forth and try to, you know, try to get your crosshairs on them. But I can understand why that's annoying to some people. But as you can see in this game, it does not take long for you to die. As soon as someone sees you, if you don't see them, you're probably gonna die. You don't have like a chance to turn around and fire back. It just doesn't happen from my experience with it so far. And that definitely was the case in the original SOCOM. I don't remember ever really having the chance to turn around and fire back. SOCOM 2, I can't even tell you how many times I shot at someone and I thought for damn sure they were gonna die, and nope, they spun around and killed me, and that did feel cheap. I'm not gonna lie. There were certain aspects of SOCOM 2 that did get on my nerves. It wasn't a perfect game, but it is one of my favorite shooters of all time. Actually, it is my favorite shooter of all time. But I think this does a pretty good job at replicating at least SOCOM 1. There are a few maps. There's only a few so far. There is Night Stalker, obviously, Night Stalker. Which was the first SOCOM map I ever played, by the way, so it's very nostalgic. It's hard to see. I don't know if it's because I've gotten older. Maybe it's, you know, I don't know, maybe it was brighter on SOCOM. But it's kind of hard to see. They also have Desert Glory and Crossroads. I'm not certain if there's any other maps. I haven't really checked too much, but on the rotation side of things, when I try to rotate the maps, those are the only ones I see. But there are some pretty good maps for this game anyways, so it just adds a little bit more flavor to it, because, you know, more maps the better, and the ones that you're not used to, they're a bitch at first because you don't know the maps like other people do, but that's part of the fun, is learning the maps, and it's just a new experience. The only complaint I have about the game is the recoil. It's insane. And I do remember recoil being in SOCOM, obviously, especially if you went with the M14. That thing kicked like a mule. But in this, it's just nuts. And it seems better suited for first person, because I did mess around a bit with the game just the original game in first-person view, and it seems to work better for that. When you zoom out into third person, it seems like the crosshairs jump. It just seems like you notice it more. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I know you can put a foregrip on that on most of the guns, and you can customize your guns. It's nothing too crazy. It's pretty basic. It's I'd say it's right around where like combined assault was, or confrontation. You don't go too crazy. You know what I mean? It's just not like modern games where you got to unlock a bunch of shit. There's none of that going on at all. You got everything available to you, and you have a certain weapon loadout where you can't put too many things on your gun. You have these points that you can spend, and once they're gone, that's it. You can't just trick out your gun like crazy. But so far, that's my only complaint, really, is the recoil. It does need to be dialed down, in my opinion. Some people might be fine with it. I think it's a little bit too much. But yeah, what I've done to combat that is I just put the grip on the front of my gun in like a heavy barrel, and that seems to stabilize it, honestly, quite a bit. I haven't noticed too much of an issue with it. The bots are, because there are bots, which is really cool. I don't know why Socom never had bots. I guess we didn't really need them, but it would have been nice to practice with them, because when I first started playing this, I was just playing against bots, and it helped me before I got into a game with other people, and that's what I'm doing here. In this match here, I'm just playing against bots. But yeah, it's nice, because if no one's on, at least you have something you can do. And the bots are pretty nasty, man. They'll drop you really quick. So I picked up this game during the Steam Summer Sale for $7.50, and of course a couple days later it was up for $3.50, which, you know, that sucks. I was gonna try to like refund it and repurchase it, but whatever. I'm supporting the devs, so it's all good. Right now it is $14.99, which is still a really good price for this game. Yes, I would buy it for $14.99 right now if I didn't have it. I definitely would. Even if you're not a Socom fan and you don't plan on playing the mod at all, you're just a shooter fan, this is a good game. Just the standard game is a lot of fun. And the Socom mod itself is really easy to get. You just have to join the community, the Socom source community on Steam, and then you can download the files for it. You don't have to drag anything into any folders or fuck around at all. You download it, you load it up, you type Socom in the search engine, and boom, you're good to go. It is worth mentioning though that for this mod they sped up the run speed and the strafing, just to give it more of a Socom feel. So if you're interested in getting the game just for, you know, the bare bones, which most people probably aren't if you're watching this, if you happen to be on my channel, you're probably a Socom fan, but you definitely want to check out regular Insurgency videos just to see if you like the pace, because it is slower. You know, it's more of a realistic game. I don't want to say more tactical, but it's more of a slow-paced shooter. And it seems to be something more where you don't really want to run around too much. You kind of want to play the objectives. And even in this, it's not about the kills. It's about playing those objectives, because even in like Demolition, when you play demo in Socom, you could just kill everybody, right? You can do that here too. But one of the things you can see, I just shot Tom. Tom's a dick. Fuck Tom. But anyways, I cracked myself up. I'm watching this right now and laughing at what I just did. But yeah, like I was saying, it's really important to play the objective. Don't be too concerned with kills. Kills matter, but it's, you know, Socom's never really been about that anyway. It's not Call of Duty where you got to get fucking kill streaks. But in this, it matters even more, because when you capture an objective, anybody who happened to be dead respawns. And it does have that respawn element to it, which I don't mind, because it's not straight up respawn. You die, you spawn, you die, you spawn. If somebody doesn't capture a control point, you don't respawn. So it adds a little bit more to it. And it is cool. I really like that. It's kind of like the best of both worlds. It adds just a little bit of respawn to, you know, that classic Socom feel. And I do like this game mode. I'm not going to lie. I like it. But hopefully they'll get demolition mode done. Maybe even eventually they'll have, you know, some sort of hostage rescue. escort, something like that later on. So in terms of community, the community's small. When I got on this morning at 11 a.m., there was nobody there. But a few people started to join. They saw that I was playing and they hopped in there. It doesn't really matter because there are bots to play with, so you're not going to be completely bored, and it makes it easier for people to come in and stay there, because at least when there's nobody there, it's not just an empty room. There's going to be somebody probably dicking around with bots. But it was 11 a.m. on a Wednesday, so most people are at work. I happen to have the day off today. People have started to come in, and I'm sure tonight there's going to be a bunch of people. It reminds me of X-Link, which, by the way, I did get Socom hooked up to X-Link just the other day, and I had a lot of fun fucking around with Frostfire. But yeah, you know, we kind of have a small community. You can see, I mean, it's kind of depressing because I went on, and this is going off track here, but I went on to X-Link when I finally got it hooked up, and I saw there was like 400 people on Xbox and like 20 on PlayStation 2. And of course, I knew where they were on Xbox. They're all playing Halo 2. And there's only a handful of people playing, you know, Socom. And this was peak hours. So it just sucks, you know. It's kind of depressing that Socom's become like this niche thing, and because I remember it was so big. It was like the statistics for Socom were just off the charts. People were logging more hours on Socom than all of Xbox Live combined, and then there was just a shift that started to happen. But it doesn't really matter. You're gonna find people to play with, you know, especially if you're playing at peak hours. If you come on in the morning, don't be surprised that nobody's there. You'll be playing against bots, which is a lot of fun. It's not you know, obviously ideal, but bots can hold their own. Except for that bot. That bot, I happen to know for a fact, rode the short bus as a kid and had dreams of being like a baseball player. He thought he was gonna like slide into like the home base or something, and he got wrecked. But yeah, bots can be pretty nasty, and they can also be kind of cheap. Like, they'll shoot you through a window that you know damn well you can't shoot through. For some reason, they seem to throw grenades where, you know, they got like ESP, they can like see through the fucking walls. This guy, he just fucking lit me up. I didn't even see him down there. So yeah, the bots are, for the most part, they're pretty nasty, but they can be kind of inconsistent. It's just worthy of noting that. If you plan on playing and you don't care if you're playing with the bots, it is worthy of noting. Sometimes they'll do stupid shit. Like when they should capture an objective, they'll just stand there, or, you know. They can be kind of dumb and get shot up, or they can just fucking totally wreck you with like one bullet and kill you really quickly. But yeah, this is getting kind of long in the tooth here, guys. If you're interested in seeing me play this or doing some sort of Let's Plays, let me know. Make sure you thumb this up so other people can see it. I want these videos to get out there. For some reason, my subscribers don't know how to click that fucking like button, and I'm gonna really start pushing that. I want people to see my videos, so please, if you like them, leave a thumbs up. It takes like 2 seconds, man. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. I thank you guys for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video.
Fuck Tom.